Welcome back, everybody. Today on Skyrider Limited, we're talking about camera gear. Like I said, today I thought I would talk to you about the gear I use to film while I'm flying in these videos. Um, I get the question a lot, what am I using to film it? How is the camera so close? And the answer is technology. Um, so the first camera that I will talk about really quickly is, and this is what I chose because I was familiar with it. I use a lot. I use mostly GoPro products. So the camera that I'm filming this on, which I will drop a still in uh, real quick, is a Hero 10. But obviously, Hero 11 is out now, and I use the full Hero Black. But there's a number of different models that you can use, um, and a variety of moderately priced fancy microphones. From Rode that let me give you hopefully better and better audio because if you've watched some of the older videos, you know audio has been a bit of a struggle. Um, so that's that one, and there's some really cool accessories I use. Some of the stuff. So I use a lot of KF Concept filters. Variable ND filters are great for filming kites because you can get just the right neutral density you need to sort of get that vivid look without being washed by the sun. It also gives me some of the cool, like, lost in the sun effects that you've seen me use in some of the longer flying videos. Um, so you're probably going, but Jesse, you said you're using a GoPro, and you're right. So the next question you would probably have is, well, how are you putting a filter on the GoPro? Well, if you cruise around Amazon, you will find that there are a number of different manufacturers that sell adapters that pop over the stock GoPro lens and allow you to mount a 52 millimeter traditional round filter from a camera. So I've got that. And you can also get them at like B&H Photo and places like that. So that's the big cinematic looking stuff and how I talk to you guys. And like I said, there's a number of filters. So there's the variable stop ND. One of the things I like about that, and see if we can like get it to look at me through, is so right now we're at a very wide stop, and as we move that, it darkens right up. So you can see very dark, brightens right up. Gives me a lot of versatility without having to carry, you know, 15 filters with me. So that one's my sort of lighter. That's I think a 2 to 32 or a 4 to 32. I also carry a fixed 4. And then the really, really crazy one goes from 2 to 400. That's what I'm usually using when I'm filming. Um, but the real secret to everything, and I claim no credit for figuring this trick out, Morden out on the West Coast figured this out, and he actually uses a different camera, which I'll talk about in a moment. I think Hunter Brown from Focus also uses the same camera as Morden. But the secret to all the follow camera stuff is this guy right here. So this is a GoPro Max. I carry two of these with me, which allows me to get multiple angles. But by shooting on the 360 camera, so Morden and Hunter use cameras from a company called Insta360. There's another one out there. The biggest thing is buy a decent camera. Don't if you're gonna do the 360, don't use a cheaper camera because you need a fairly high resolution in the 360. So this I'm shooting on 4K at 30 frames. Right now, that is the limit for the 4K. I would really like, I'm hoping in the Max 2, which is mythical and out there somewhere coming someday, hopefully we hope, that they'll let us go to 60 frames in 4K, which will just smooth everything out. But the reason you need such a high resolution to start with is when you transition from the 360 video in the GoPro Quick app, you can, using the keyframe tool, transition back into traditional flat video. You get a very cool follow cam effect, and you can adjust whether it eases in, eases out, you ease both, you've got a linear follow, whatever you need to do. But if you use a lower resolution, it pixelates very quickly, and the highest you could get out is maybe 720 without having a grainier look. 4K allows me to give you guys some pretty good looking full HD 1080 output without without losing too much. But like I said, hopefully they'll update that at some point. So that's the Maxes, and like I said, I carry two of those. One thing I did switch to are these metal tripod mounts that are just a little more durable. I broke two of the stock GoPro ones like really early on when I hooked a camera with the lines, which is a bit of an occupational hazard. And going to the metal ones, I haven't broken anything in 2 years. Which brings me to the tripods themselves. Because I do take them to the beach and I beat the kind of crud out of them. Um, I went with Amazon Basics tripods. I use a larger one for the Hero 10 that allows me to get a little higher and get better angle and control. But these are literally the cheapest Amazon Basic tripod on Amazon. I have two of them for the Heroes, and they've worked great. I've had them over a year now, and I mean, like the finish is wearing off of them from being sort of sanded down every time I go to the beach. But other than that, they've been great. So for, about the same cost as a boutique kite, you could get set up to film your flying. And the last tool that is sort of an essential is this guy right here. And you can see that I'm actually using it right now, running the Hero. But there's a couple ways you can control the GoPros. I find the phone as the app. Using the phone is okay if I'm running single camera, but they don't have multicam functions in the phone control yet. So if you want to run multiple cameras, this is the GoPro remote. So today I was shooting for a couple of upcoming videos, and I was running all three cameras at once. And this lets me start and stop them, and they start and stop within about a half a second of each other, which is fairly easy to sync up after the fact. Which I guess brings me to the next thing, which is editing. There's a number of great apps, and you can certainly do all the editing you possibly need for free with the GoPro app, and the Instagram or TikTok or whatever platform you want to upload to, and you would be able to make short content just fine from there. YouTube has a great studio editor that's free. They're basic, but they would get your job done just fine. I have worked in a number of free programs. One of them was called LumaFusion that I used for a while. You can get a reasonably inexpensive version of Adobe through the various app stores. Adobe kind of offended me because it's subscription based, and I didn't really want to pay them monthly. And given that I'm doing this sort of content as well, I sort of bit down hard and spent the big money. So I edit on DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci is a Hollywood like motion picture level editing suite that I use. I figure if it's good enough for Godzilla and Dune, it'll make kite videos just fine. And as I get more and more comfortable with it, oh, you can hear one of the cameras just finish downloading media there. As I get more and more comfortable with it, I'm able to bring you more and more content. But in general, and there is a free version of DaVinci you can just download and use. It will limit the number of effects and some of the tools you have, but you can just go for it. One of the other free programs, is just an aside that I've used that's really wonderful, is CapCut. You can do quite a lot in CapCut. For free. If you want access to the cooler transitions and the cooler filters, again, there's a fee, and you can pay an annual or a monthly, or I think there might be an enormous one time you can do. And I've certainly used that on and off as well. But like I said, as the content evolved, I needed stronger tools, so I switched to DaVinci, and thankfully I had a gaming laptop that had enough horsepower to run it no problem. So I just went right to that. And one of the nice things about DaVinci is in the paid version that makes my life very easy. There's quite a lot of AI enhancements that allow me to improve, color and the look and the production quality of the footage. So that is a bit about how I make videos, and I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. And please let me know if you want to see more content about the content creation side of what I do. I'm happy to share. and throw that in the comments. And as always, thank you for liking and following and sharing and coming along for this journey here on Skyrider Limited. And we will see you out there, Skyrider.